We are in Jim Thorpe Stadium. Fiona.
That is me, Fiona Shaughnessy, with my father.
I talked to her kind of like a daughter. Sorry about that.
I love it. I don't care.
What a day. I mean, there are so many people showing up for
Creed Humphrey.
Oh, and now it's kind of special for you because you guys kind of grew up together.
Kind of, yes.
How do you remember Creed like back in elementary school?
Stop. Okay, this is my time to say I had a crush on Creed before he was cool. So in 6th grade, or maybe it was 5th grade,
back when it was becoming real.
Real. Love was real. Love was in the air in 5th grade. He had bleach blonde, long hair, and I don't even think that it was in style. I think he just like bleached his whole head of hair, and I still adored him. That was probably my earliest memory.
Hey, but you know what? I'm a fanner or a homer, and Creed was always cool. There was never a time Creed wasn't cool.
Exactly. There wasn't, and I feel like we'll all talk about this a little bit. There wasn't a time that he wasn't cool, but he was always the goofiest one out there. Like, he has the best personality. I don't think a lot of people see how fun his personality is. Always so fun.
Laid back, and of course his brother came through high school, and I started seeing him more in high school. His brother Gage comes through high school and is a total badass linebacker, and I knew Creed was growing up, and that was back when he was still in Little League a little bit, and his dad Chad was coaching him, and it was just so much fun to watch that family progress through high school.
Yes.
And that's where we bring it today. We're at Jim Thorpe Stadium, home of Creed's high school career, and we get to talk with a few special people today about him before the stage show begins.
Yes, we're so excited.
Aren't you going to ask me who we're going to talk to?
Oh, yeah, okay. Who are we going to talk to, Dad?
Well, first, I'm not going to tell you, but I'll tell you, superstars hang around superstars. And our first guest actually was college mate with a 5-time NBA champion who dated Madonna.
Wow.
When we come back, you're watching the Creed Humphrey celebration on Shawnee CTV, where together
we're building community.
One season at a time.
You can tell I was raised with that.
That would be you. You get to come on.
Clinic Pharmacy across from the hospital has something for you. Boutique items in Shawnee.
Yeah, we're going to have
All your pharmaceutical needs taken care of at the Clinic Pharmacy.
We're going to be going to have
Sonic Drive-In originated in Shawnee, serving great food fast to your family. Drive up, order, and eat in your car. Now, more than 3,500 stores worldwide, it's Sonic Good at our local Sonic.
Clinic Pharmacy across from the hospital has something for you. Boutique items in Shawnee.
Yeah, we're ready. Make sure to be
All your pharmaceutical needs taken care of at the Clinic Pharmacy.
We are back. We are really back. I'll just hold this for you. And Fiona, Dennis Rodman, classmate here, the big Billy Brown. Billy, thanks for doing this with us.
Yeah, no problem.
Of course, it's for Creed, and that's why we're here. But Billy, you were the man who changed Creed's position from outer lineman to center. That's a brilliant move. Tell us about it.
Smart guy, Daniel.
Yeah.
He was definitely by far the best lineman and the smartest, and you want him at center to call pass protection and stuff, and it worked. I knew college they were going to play him at center at OU, and that kind of helped us too. But he did a great job and worked hard and earned everything he got.
He really does. And isn't that something that sets Creed apart? When the college coaches would come on their recruiting, Billy, what was it that stood out to them that made Creed such a special find for the D1 schools?
It was just, his size and his God-given ability, but his intangibles, his leadership and his work ethic. And, Nick Saban called and asked about him, and he asked one question, and no one else did this but him, so it stood out to me. But he said, what would you change about him, is all he wanted to know. And you think about it, you wouldn't change anything. His character, his his everything. I mean, it was perfect. So that's all he asked is, what would you change about him? I said, nothing. He said, that's all I need to know.
Well, that reminds me of somebody that my daughter really kind of likes, and that would be Billy Brown, Fiona, and your crush on Billy Brown.
I'm obsessed with Billy.
You grow out of that.
So you get to ask a question. What would you like to know from Billy about Creed?
I would like to know his relationships with his teammates. What was that like?
He was a quiet leader.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't real vocal, but he definitely led by example.
Yeah.
He would work out twice a day, and to the point that, I don't know, his senior year, his hip started hurting him in practice, and I was like, Creed, what's going on? And we'd go work out afterwards and squat and stuff, and Chad had him squatting before practice too, like at 6 a.m. So, and everyone knew what he did. It's just like, that guy's incredible. His work ethic is incredible, and that was because he had good parents, and they raised him right, and then God gave him the ability to do everything else.
Well, don't you want to know what Billy's doing now, Fiona?
What are you doing now, Billy?
Living the dream.
I know. I was like, just doing whatever you want is what I feel like. Yeah.
Living the dream.
But I want to echo that too, because as Creed's classmate, I'm sure as a coach you saw that quiet leader in him. But even as a classmate, he totally owned his presence, the same presence on the field he had it in the classroom, with his peer group, in the school, socially, out in public. He always led by example, and it was something that was ingrained in his soul. Was just, he had a bigger goal, a bigger mission than what was right in front of him. And I feel like,
yeah, he was so he was in charge of everything, and didn't have to say anything. And that's his presence. He was obviously big, but he just had an aura about him that put him at the top, and people wanted to follow him, and he was one of the good finds that has the intangibles and the tangibles all in the same body.
Exactly.
And that's rare nowadays to have kids like that. But he took advantage of it and went with it.
Yeah.
So, Billy, as his high school coach, is there a story, a quick something that when you think of Creed Humphrey, this was like the epitome of Creed? Something happened?
We played him at tight end some his sophomore year because we'd take him on 7-on-7. He'd play tight end because he was so big, and he had great hands. He's a great athlete, and nobody could guard him because he was so big. He would just push him out of the way and catch it. But so we let him play tight end. He was actually came in at tight end at Duncan his sophomore year and caught a touchdown pass. And as he was celebrating, running over the sidelines, I saw the flags on the ground, but I didn't have the heart to tell him it was fixed to get called back. So we just counted it in our books. So he did score a touchdown in our books.
A receiving touchdown. For the All-Pro center, Creed Humphrey. Well, we've got somebody else coming up. You want to ask me who it is?
Who is it?
It is somebody that, besides me and Fiona, probably the longest tenure with Shawnee CTV of anybody in town still active.
Wow, that's big time.
You'll find out in just a second.
And we love you, Billy.
Thank you.
The Branding Shop House and Tavern
Right, LJ.
serves the best steaks in town,
Come on down.
located on the corner of 45th and Harrison, with great food and an even better atmosphere. Stop by the Branding Iron today.
Do you want an easy car buying experience? Castor Keys on Harrison. No hidden fees, no price gimmicks. Castor Key Auto Mart for a fair and convenient car buying experience.
1 million people in the United States are afflicted by Parkinson's. Parkinson's disease affects the brain, causing the loss of dopamine, which affects your ability to move, affects your ability to think. So here are 4 cardinal signs of Parkinson's disease.
The band is now pumping, and we've got Larry James.
Hello.
The voice of Shawnee Wrestling.
Yeah, the voice of Shawnee Wrestling for Shawnee CTV.
And Larry, of course, Creed, it's well documented, a two-sport athlete. Tell us a little bit about how he excelled at wrestling.
Oh, he excelled very well. He came out, he had wrestled when he was little, and we tried to get him, got to middle school. He was going to play basketball and, whatever. And finally, we stayed on him, had his brother, Gage, who was a wrestler for us, state qualifier for us. And I think that kind of pushed Creed. After Gage left, we finally got Creed out, I guess, So he came out his junior year, and what people don't know is he really only wrestled probably 10 or 15 matches. He was still doing his recruiting trips and things like that. And I kept telling everybody around the state that I got the best heavyweight. And they were like, whatever. And we brought him out to Carl Albert tournament, and the rest is history. Finished up runner-up to a 3-time state champion from Coweta.
Yeah, so also an awesome wrestler. Fiona, what did you remember about Creed after football season and how he was with his friends and stuff going into wrestling season? Any difference?
I don't know with his friends. In all honesty, I was like, that's a smart sport for him to be in so he won't break any bones off season. He'll keep him in shape and he won't be too broken.
Yeah.
Well,
But he killed it.
yeah, wrestling being one of the hardest sports to do in high school. How do you think that helped him, Larry? Because he excelled in the classroom, he excelled socially, he excelled athletically. Why wrestling?
I think every football player should wrestle, you know, or it's just, it helped him. And I think if you ask Creed today, he'll tell you it helped him in ways like leverage and things like that. There's a story that we were at Carl Albert, and he wrestled this kid from Del City who was pretty good. Creed pinned him about 30 seconds. And we're sitting there, and the coach at that time, Nick Warheim, who was the football coach at Del City, he comes over to me and goes, "Hey, what's that guy's name?" I said, "It's Creed Humphrey." And he said, "Does he play football?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "What did he make on his ACT score?" And I said, "Shoot, I don't know." So Creed comes by and said, "Creed, what'd you make on your ACT score?" And he gave some big number, you know, like
32.
way up, 32, like way up there, you know. And his son happened to be the coach at Houston with Tom Herman at that time, and it just kind of, you know, he said, "I love wrestlers and football players," so I think it all helps, you know.
I would agree with that. And now, Chad and Melissa, you go way back with the family, don't you?
Yeah, I go way back with me and Chad grew up together, wrestling together, elementary, and him and his brother Kerry and Darren, and we all go way back, you know. And then Melissa and with Jason, you know, me and Jason were good friends, and Melissa, and yeah, we all go way back.
Fiona, that really makes it nice in a small town. We get to know everybody, don't we? Do you have a question for Larry, perhaps?
Well, my question, and you touched on it a little bit, about every football player should wrestle because of just the way you move your body, the shape, the discipline you have to have with your body is so important. But while Creed was wrestling, where was his focus while he was in that intense training with wrestling? Did we know that it was just the end goal of like, I'm going to be passionate about what I do and stay steadfast, or was it like, I'm just here to stay in shape? I'm so curious.
No, I think it was, he had one goal, and that was to be a state champion.
Yeah.
And he knew that he was going to have a lot of time to make up, and because he was still doing his recruiting things and stuff like that. But he came to practice every day. I didn't have to worry about him. If he wasn't going to be at practice, he'd say, "Hey, I got to go meet with this guy," or "I got to do this," which was very, very rarely happened. But yeah, he was dedicated. I remember him coming in on Sundays and, you know, after things, and he was dedicated, really dedicated.
Overall, a dedicated human is what I'm hearing, because with football, his focus isn't just, I'm trying to win a Super Bowl in football.
Yeah.
His focus is, this is my goal right here and right now, and just staying committed to it.
Yeah,
Love that.
Yeah,
It
he is a
shows
very
it.
committed person. I can promise you that. Always has been.
Yeah.
Football, wrestling, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I know lifting. They were talking a while ago. He was over there. He started working out last week, so he's already been 3 weeks from the Super Bowl, and he's already working out again.
He doesn't know any different. He
Doesn't know
can't.
any different. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that comes a lot from the wrestling background that he does have, but also I think it comes from guys like you who've walked through life with Creed Humphrey. Thank you, man, for everything that you've done for our high school and so many kids.
Yes, we
Thank
love
you guys.
Larry.
Thank you guys for doing this.
All right, who's next? Somebody has to ask me.
Who's next, Dad?
Well, many people don't realize that Creed, back in the day, he got put on his back by one of our police officers, and we're going to talk about that when we come back.
Yes.
Thank you.
Larry. You're
Creek cheer, you get hundreds. Everybody can get hundreds.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time, at our Shawnee Sonic. Under $2 Craves feature big flavors and limited time products at a tiny price. A Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap for just $1.49. Junior Cheeseburger for just $1.99.
So with him, didn't you?
Hi, Lewis.
Coached him.
How are
Yeah.
you?
We-
I'm good.
We are back,
Good to see
and nothing
Oh,
more Shawnee
hardly.
than Sonic, I
Barely.
would say. Other than Gary Frazier.
Hi, Susie.
Gary, our man. So this young man, Officer Gary
I
Frazier.
organize all of it,
Gary,
did it
you
all
had some workout
myself, you
times with
know.
Creed back in the day. Tell us about your experience with Creed.
Oh man, first I've known his family for basically as long as I've been here. I was born and raised here, so having the opportunity to watch a kid like him, a young man like him who was once a kid grow up.
Whoops. I think I muted it.
Now,
Try that again. Whoops. This is what happens when you're live, right here. There you go.
all good now. Yeah, so having the opportunity to watch somebody like him grow up, and it's a testament to his work ethic and the support system that he's always had. But he's supposed to be in this position once he made up his mind that he wanted to play college ball, play in NFL. You couldn't tell him anything else, and he's always worked as if he's supposed to be, the elite athlete in the room, the hardest. He's always been the hardest worker in the room, and it's a testament to who he is. Him being on this big stage today and getting to win a Super Bowl title, it's a part of who he is. It was expected for a long time.
Well, and that's coming from a young man who has been the holder of more state championships than anybody who has ever come through our high school until just recently.
Is that factual? We're gonna have
Yes.
We're gonna have to look that up. I know, but and so it was well before Gary was a police officer that he would have been on the wrestling mat with Creed. But Gary, you used to work out with Creed. You used to oversee his. Tell us a little bit about how just tenacious he is.
Yeah, I mean, for a big guy, I love seeing big guys that work. When you're a big guy and you can move like a little guy, chances are you're going to be very successful at whatever level you play. So we had a facility downtown. I watched him box jump 48 inches. There was a viral video of him squatting 500 pounds at OU in his, few days prior to that, or a couple weeks prior to that, we squatted him in the gym. He squatted 600. Mm-hmm. So he's just that type of person, and he's going to work that hard without anybody looking. Mm-hmm. It's not because I was there or other people. Yeah, we have an opportunity to push him and things, but it's really just a testament to who he is. He's going to push himself. That's intrinsic. He doesn't need extrinsic things to motivate him. That comes from within, and he's always had that. And to me, it's because his support system. His dad, his mom, his uncles, brother, cousins, all the things. He has a great support system, and they held him accountable for all his actions. Academically, I think he finished second in his class, salutatorian or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then. He was going to be successful at whatever he chose to do.
Well, now he is a Super Bowl champion, and Fiona, you grew up with this big guy. What is a question?
I did.
What is a question you have for Gary?
I guess I don't have a question as much as a comment of, because you were an amazing athlete, you have the same kind of passion.
Still am.
Yes,
No,
yes,
just kidding.
amen, yes.
Just kidding.
You have the same kind of passion, but you also have a heart of supporting others like nobody's business. So seeing Creed over the years and working out with him, what did it feel like whenever you knew that you guys shared something very similar?
I love to celebrate my friends. I love to any time that somebody has something awesome going on. I love to be present, because I grew up here.
Yes.
And this is my backyard, and you see somebody come from this community. I love this community. I love this town. That's why I'm still here. And you see somebody come from this community that's doing something special like that. you want to celebrate them. I just came from a friend's wedding this weekend, and it was awesome. I got to celebrate him. So the more times we can get to celebrate each other and, somebody goes on and do something special, the better. So it's been nothing but a fantastic experience for, I feel like everybody in this town. We feel like we're attached to him, and everybody in the town is a Kansas City Chiefs fan now.
I know.
We can tell you stats about everybody on the team, and, this is like Kansas City South or something. Yeah, so I love it.
Oh, and we love you, Gary. That's why we love you. Sweet angel.
That is exactly right. And we do all love Kansas City because we love the center of who they are.
Yeah.
And that would be Creed Humphrey from right here. And very soon, people are starting to gather around the stage. We're going to be back with the stage show. Gary Frazier, Officer Gary Frazier, so proud of you, always have been. Thank you for joining us. Fiona, we'll come right back and send it to the stage.
Yes!
This is Sean at Play It Again Sports. Even though the holidays are over, we can still pay you cash for all your used sporting goods. Remember, we have baseball, softball, golf coming up, so we need your equipment and we will still pay you cash for your used sporting goods. Play It Again Sports. We buy and sell new and used sports equipment.
Hardesty Meats.
A real honest-to-God butcher shop since 1932.
Pure quality.
This is the absolute best place to get meat.
I'm so lucky to have found this spot.
Hardesty Meats. New location.
The Branding Iron Shop House and Tavern serves the best steaks in town. Located on the corner of 45th and Harrison. With great food and an even better atmosphere. Stop by the Branding Iron today.
James,
Yeah.
is that your?
We are in, and we are back. Fiona, the crowd, you can kind of feel it, can't you?
I love it. I can feel it because I'm proud of the pack, baby.
That's right. And I love your shirt. It does it all. It's got the KC red, but it's got the pack.
I love it. This was perfect. Whenever Madison Gates, shout out to Madison Gates, she knew exactly what shirt I needed for today. So I'm so grateful. And Dad, I'm so happy to be here doing this with you. I was a classmate with Creed. I will forever say Creed and I were friends just because we have that connection. But all in all, this celebration, I think, is totally to not honor the Super Bowl or not honor where he is now. But what's important now is he chose to dedicate his time in his life to Shawnee, Oklahoma, while creating that foundation of an athlete that he is. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that credit goes to his family just as much as it goes to him. But that's why us as a community, I think, do swarm around Creed, because we've shown, I mean, you've heard the dedicated hard work he's put in to where he is now. And it stems from this community. And I think we all feel that, we all know that. And so we're forever grateful for that. So we love you, Creed. And we hope nothing but the best, and we can't wait for your next Super Bowl champ next year.
That's right, and we've mentioned family, family, family. It's generations of family right here on both sides growing up in our home community, and the main man has entered the stage. We are taking you now live to the Creed Humphrey celebration.
Yay!
For 25 years, Eric's has served you and your family for all your prescription needs. Eric and his staff love the community and love seeing you in the store conveniently located on North Kickapoo. Make your day brighter by visiting Eric's today. Do you love swimming? SHS Swim is always looking for the next state champion. Find SHS Swim on Facebook and Instagram. Watch SHS Swim live on Shawnee CTV.
This is Sean at Play It Again Sports.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you all so very much for being patient. On behalf of Shawnee Public Schools, the City of Shawnee, the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, Community Renewal Potawatomi County, Chad, Melissa, and Super Bowl champion, Mr. Creed Humphreys, welcome and thank you for being here. This time, we are honored to have the chairman of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, Mr. John A. Rocky Barrett, begin our celebration with a blessing.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Creed is a member of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, and so the first thing that I'll be doing before I offer the prayer in words is I will be smoking him off with sweetgrass and cedar and sage and tobacco. Those are the elements of the 4 directions, and they are 4. There we go. They are 4 of the 7 prayers that are traditional in Potawatomi prayer. How's it going to do? Is it going to stay there? Good. Okay, Creed, if you can stand right there, I will scare the bad stuff off of you. Scoop some of that towards your face. Thank you. Now, if we could bow our heads in prayer. Nui Madmo, it means I'm going to pray in English. Amagoznan Kuab Mishnak Jaya. Grandfather God, watch over everyone. Shuan Mishnak, think peacefully on us. Minedokum Nishnak, have pity on us. Migwech Yemingu Yak Minobi Madzuan, thank you for giving us this good life. Migwech Yemingu Yak Ode Shengesh, thank you for Creed. Thank you for giving us this young man, Creed. Mini Inchuak, Ode Wishkelguin Kiwab Jige. And we are grateful for some strong protection for the quarterback of the Patrick Mahomes. We are grateful for the protection that he is being offered by Creed. And Tisabona, Ode Gigagigawin Wedin, Jenmino Jaquet. It fills our hearts with happiness to see his success. And Emingo Yak Waka Win Mine Mino Wede. We are asking for wisdom and a good heart. Jaget Jakshigago Gageshtoyin. Thank you for everything you have created. Jesus. Thank you for giving us your son, Jesus. Amen. Amen.
A citizen of the Citizen Nation, Potawatomi Nation, Creed Humphreys, is a 2017 graduate of Shawnee High School. Humphrey was known as a high school phenom in both football and wrestling. He earned all-state football honors as well as high school Army All-American and was heavily recruited by multiple NCAA Division I schools. As a starting center for the University of Oklahoma, Humphrey was named the Big 12 Conference's Offensive Lineman of the Year both 2019 and the 2020 seasons. In 2021, Humphrey was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs, starting every game in the 21-22 seasons. In that time, earning Rookie of the Year, Pro Bowl, and All-Pro honors. And was absolutely essential to the Chiefs' no-sack victory in Super Bowl 56. This list of accomplishments is impressive by anyone's book. But what is most important is the measure of the success of the man that he is today and has always been. talking to his family about preparing for this event and all the amazing folks that know Creed, there was one standard that stood above every other comment, that he was humble and kind. And if there's anything in this world that is worth being known for, it is the fact that through all of the hard work, all of the trials, all the tribulations, everything it took for him to get to where he is today, he has remained that same amazing, loving, caring, kind human that each and every one of you love. So now, as we move on, it is an amazing, amazing pleasure of mine to introduce the executive director of the Avitas Foundation, Ms. Cassidy Laster.
Good afternoon. Oh gosh. Good afternoon, everyone. It's so nice to see everyone out, and it couldn't have been a more glorious day for this occasion. I would like to express how excited. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Okay. I would like to express how excited we are to welcome back our hometown hero. Creed, you have made such a big splash with your football career. You started right here at Shawnee High School. Yay! Who could have known that we'd be sitting here a few years later? Then you went on to OU, and then the Kansas City Chiefs. And then you topped it off with the Super Bowl win. So, to celebrate you, the Avitas Foundation would like to honor you by providing 1,000 day passes to Splash Water Park in Creed's name. These will go to kids in our community programs who might not otherwise get to enjoy that. I am quite sure, and I bet you would all take this bet, that kids in Shawnee know the name Creed Humphrey. Yeah. And now they'll get to make their own big splash this summer as they celebrate Creed's big splash. Congratulations, Creed. We are so proud of you. Welcome home.
Now we would like to introduce Mayor Ed Bolt.
Are we having fun, Shawnee? Yeah! How cool is this? At risk of sounding like a mayor, I tell people all the time, Shawnee can go toe-to-toe with anybody, and we just keep proving it over and over and over. You look at just the last couple of months, what's happened here in Shawnee. Our girls' swim team, back-to-back state championships. And then just the other night, we have a young man win the 5A state heavyweight championship in wrestling. And then the whole reason we're here today, here we have our own Super Bowl champion, a world champion. So Well, like I say, Shawnee can go toe-to-toe with anybody. And you young people, don't forget that. If you work hard and you do what you're supposed to do, one of these days you might be sitting up here as a Super Bowl champion. I would guess that when Creed was your age, he had no idea that this was going to happen. But you know, guys, it's possible. It is absolutely possible. So I have two things that I am going to take care of. Hopefully I can see this in the sun. Creed, if you would, stand up here. He's just a pretty good-sized guy, isn't he? So let me read this. We have a City of Shawnee, Oklahoma proclamation for Creed Humphrey Day. So I'm going to read this for you. Whereas Creed Humphrey was born in Shawnee, Oklahoma, attended Shawnee High School, and played both center and defensive line on the football team, achieving state runner-up in wrestling his junior year, and third-ranked high school center in the nation in 2017. And whereas Creed Humphrey became a member of the National Honor Society in leadership class, graduating in the top 5% of his high school class. And whereas Creed Humphrey played, absolutely, that's a big accomplishment. Whereas Creed Humphrey played in the 2017 U.S. Army All-American game as a highly touted prospect with a 4-star rating from 24/7 Sports, and was ranked 294th overall in his recruiting class, was the 5th best prospect from the state of Oklahoma and the 3rd best center in the country. Whereas Creed Humphrey played college football at the University of Oklahoma and was named Boomer, absolutely, and was named Big 12 Conference Offensive Lineman of the Year in 2019 and 2020, and was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2nd round of the 2021 NFL Draft. And whereas on February 12, 2023, Creed Humphrey, as a center for the Kansas City Chiefs, helped the Chiefs win Super Bowl 57 against the Philadelphia Eagles. And whereas Creed Humphrey is an inspiration not only to his city, state, friends, family, teachers, and coaches, but to so many people everywhere, especially future generations of Oklahomans. And he is to be commended not only for his dedication and skill as a football player, but also for his good character, his charm, and his humility. Now therefore, I, Ed Bolt, Mayor of the City of Shawnee, Oklahoma, by the authority vested in me, do hereby proclaim this 4th day of March 2023 to be Creed Humphrey Day. And we have one more thing that we want to give Creed. And this is something we don't give very often. And this is the key to the city of Shawnee, Oklahoma. So the rest of the plaque reads, presented to Creed Humphrey, 2023 Super Bowl champion. There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So we've got one more opportunity for a speaker, and I know that you guys have been waiting for this for a while. And so now, Creed, would you like to come in and share any final moments and words?
Thank y'all, yeah. Man, it's a surreal moment being back here in Shawnee. Just super blessed. Thankful for everybody that came out and supported this today. It truly means the world to me. Just being able to be someone from Shawnee, being able to set an example for these younger kids around here in the city, it's truly a blessing. So I just want to thank y'all for coming out. Thank you to my family, friends, everybody that came today. That means the world to me. Just being able to stay in touch, keep these good relationships from everybody in the city. It's a blessing for sure. And being from the city, so it means so much to me. So I have a lot of pride in being from Shawnee. I love it when I get to come back here and see everybody. A ton of familiar faces in the stadium right now. So it's just it's a blessing to be here. And thank y'all so much for coming out and supporting us. All right, we're going to break it out right here, okay? Wolves on three. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and we will see you next time.
Go to them.
Go!
Big!
Wolves!
Go!
Fight!
Wolves!
Fight!
We are back, Fiona. How cool is it?
This is so cool. This is so cool. It's an honor and a privilege to be here and support one of my friends, especially a 2017 Shawnee High School graduate, pride of the pack. But I love seeing so many familiar faces that, Dad, I have to go. I have to go hug next. So thank you so much for letting
They've
me
got
host
more
with
festivities
you.
going on for Creed, but we've got one more guest for you. We're going to get some updates on what's going on with Shawnee football, as it looks like it's a transition time. We just got a new superintendent, but I've got some questions for athletic director
Who?
when we come back. Do you want an easy car buying experience? Castor Keys on Harrison. No hidden fees, no price gimmicks. Castor Key Auto Mart for a fair and convenient car buying experience.
The Branding Iron Shop House and Tavern serves the best steaks in town. Located on the corner of 45th and Harrison. With great food and an even better atmosphere. Stop by the Branding Iron today.
Harrison Discount Pharmacy is concerned about our overall well-being. The Labyrinth on St. Gregory's Abbey grounds. If you're stressed, a walk in the Labyrinth may help you feel better. Harrison Discount Pharmacy, a good neighbor pharmacy.
For over 50.
We are back. I've got Athletic Director Dax Leone. Dax, man, it's a time of transition. When we have a celebration like this, how does this impact Shawnee sports, man?
Well, I mean, Creed is a special person, but it shows being from Shawnee and that pride we have, what can be accomplished. I mean, that is a huge feat. He is such an inspiration to all these kids. And, I mean, you got a ton of Creed Humphrey fans running around here, and it happened right here at Shawnee High School. So that says something about our town, our community, and mostly about the people. You win with people, and obviously Creed is an example of that.
Well, I want to tell you, a lot of people don't know Dax's background as well. He was an all-stater here at Shawnee High School. He went on to play collegiate baseball, and then you became a collegiate coach before deciding to come back and trying to put it all into your hometown. In this last 8 months that you've been on the job, Dax, what has it told you about Shawnee athletics, Shawnee kids, and the potential for us into the future?
I think the biggest thing is just being from here and having that pride, like I said. But in all honesty, man, it's about the community, and it's about what the town has done for me. He'll remember his coaches, his teachers, his friends, his mentors, and I think for the same, everything that I was brought up to be, I learned right here in Shawnee. So all I'm doing is trying to take that, wrap it into one big ball, and trying to just do my best to give back to these kids and try to set the best example for Shawnee.
Well, I'm excited that you are under the gun right now, because what sets the stage so often at the earliest part of the year when kids come to school, when they come to high school, it's football season, and we are now in transition and looking for a football coach. Can you give us kind of an update or something of what you've been going through over the last month or so, and what kind of possibilities do the fans of Shawnee football have for next year?
Well, I think everybody should be really excited because, obviously Coach Sexton did a great job here. He's going to stay on and help us, but we are looking for a new head coach, and I'm going to tell you, the interest that we've had in this school has been really, really just not surprising, but just overwhelming. We have a lot of great candidates. The job just opened on Wednesday, so we're just now in the early start of it. But I am really excited about trying to dial in and find the best football coach we can find for our kids, and not just a coach, but also a mentor, a teacher, somebody that's going to be really visible in the community. And this is a football town, and we have a lot of history. Not only Creed Humphrey, but Darian Gordon. We got 2 Super Bowl champions from one town. I don't know if anyone in Oklahoma has that. A ton of all-staters, a ton of great coaches. So I think our pool is just going to continue to grow, and we're going to really bear down and try to find the best coach we can find, whether that be somebody right here in this town or somebody in the state or even, somebody across the country. But we're going to really dial in and try to find the best guy.
Well, it does take people, and one thing that any coach who's going to land here, they land with talent. Talk a little bit about why coaches would be so excited to come here, because when I watch Shawnee football, I see a lot of freshmen and a lot of sophomores starting.
Yeah, we have a lot of, 80% of our kids that played last year were underclassmen. I think we only had 6 seniors, and they were really 6 really good seniors. They were really good.
State champion Logan Cash, another dual.
Yep. A bunch of other athletes like Ren Carter playing baseball, Jalen Wicks who's playing basketball, and but yeah, all of our skill kids were really sophomores.
And Landon Davis, one of the highest recruits in the state.
One of the best players we've had here in a long time. And Zyron Campbell, our quarterback, was a true freshman. Jameer Owens, our other quarterback, was a sophomore. So the talent is there. We're looking for somebody to come in and cultivate these kids and really bring together not only our football program but our entire community, because when football's going good, it's a community event. So our kids are ready to work. Coach Lovelace and Coach Tom Williams are doing a great job keeping these kids in the weight room. We're just really excited about what the future is, and we play in the toughest district in 5A, as you well know, Daniel. But
we want it.
We want it to be the best. You got to beat the best. The old Ric Flair saying. So we're excited about the kids and their work ethic, and we got a lot of good 8th graders coming into the freshman class too. So there's a lot of youth, man, and youth is always exciting. So I'm looking forward to the new coach getting in here and building what we can do together.
Exciting times at Shawnee High School with Shawnee Athletics. We're going to bring Coach Paxson, Coach Merrill, all of the coaches now from spring sports coming through. We just had a couple of state championships with the girls swim team, multiple state champions on that team. Logan Cash, wrestler, boys come in third. It has been a great year for a beginning of something even more special.
Yeah, you start winning those championships, and it's exciting through the hallways. And just, from Logan Cash to, Piper McNeil setting state records to, I even know our tennis team's got a chance to compete for the state. I know our golf teams are really good. Obviously, Coach Paxson, our baseball program is special. So our track program, I see him out here working every day. But, the future is really bright for Shawnee, and I'm really, like they were talking about with Creed, I'm just humbled to be a part of it, man. I am. I'm a Shawnee graduate in 1996. I'm proud of it, and I'm going to put my best foot forward. Me and Julia Holland, who's my assistant, and actually just a great ambassador to Shawnee High School as well, our volleyball coach. And it's a great time to be a Shawnee Wolf. I know that.
Because Shawnee, together, we build community one season at a time. Congratulations to Creed and all the Humphrey clan. What a beautiful day. Thank you, City of Shawnee, Avitas Foundation, and everybody involved. Citizen Potawatomi Nation, what a great time with Chairman Rocky Barrett. How beautiful is that?
Awesome, man. Awesome.
We're all from Shawnee. We stick together because that's what we do. Thanks.
Appreciate it, man.
We'll talk to you.
Go Wolves.